Okay guys, welcome to Izmir, and I arrived yesterday. So, to cut the long story short, what happened to me was that first of all my bus was late from Istanbul. Second of all, it took over an hour to get through Istanbul to the second bus station there. Then of course it was late. Then we had to stop at some police checkpoint. And then to get from the bus station here in Izmir to the city center, it took an hour. There's also like a massive storm yesterday, thunderstorm, and it was raining for, I'm not lying to you guys, for like 3 hours or more maybe. So I was supposed to be here at like 4:45 p.m, but I was at my hostel around 8:30. Anyways, today I'm taking you on a tour around Izmir because I decided that I need to stay one day here just to do my washing and rest a little bit because I didn't have much sleep. So we're gonna have a walk around Izmir, see the most interesting, the most important sites, maybe a museum. I'll try to test some food, although yesterday I had a wonderful and cheap kebab. We'll see how it works. Yeah, and I hope we'll learn something together as always, guys. See you soon.
Izmir is the third largest city in Turkey and one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the region. Ancient Izmir was known as Smyrna, with settlements in the area going back thousands of years. The city became particularly important during the Greek and Roman periods, and in the 4th century BC it was rebuilt on the slopes of Mount Pagos, traditionally associated with Alexander the Great. Under Roman rule, Smyrna became an important commercial center. After centuries of different rulers, Izmir became part of the Ottoman Empire in the 15th century. The modern city was shaped by the events of the early 20th century, particularly the Greco-Turkish War, when Turkish forces entered Izmir in September 1922. Kemeraltı is Izmir's historic bazaar, developing from the 17th century around the Old Harbor. For centuries it has been a center of trade, with shops selling food, spices, clothes, and all kinds of everyday goods. Today, it's still a busy local market and one of the best places to experience the traditional side of Izmir.
Okay guys, we are, this hat looks stupid. We are at the archaeological site right now, and the entrance costs 216 lira, which is around roughly 6 euros. Not bad, not that bad. Anyways, it's super hot. And yeah, we gotta discover this archaeological site, this ancient town together. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Yeah, see you soon, guys.
The ancient Agora of Smyrna was the city's public and commercial center. Most of the ruins we see today date from the Roman period, particularly the 2nd century AD. The Agora was badly damaged by the earthquake in 178 AD and was later rebuilt with the support of Emperor Marcus Aurelius. What's fascinating is that the ancient ruins are now surrounded by modern Izmir.
Okay guys, so some advice on how to cope with extreme heat. It's currently 38 degrees, sunny as you can see. So my way, especially when I have to, when I want to walk around a city, which is always a little bit warmer than I don't know, village or forest. I use this scarf, this Moroccan scarf. I'll show you later how to tie it around your head. And I just soak it in water. It's very pleasant. It's a very pleasant feeling, guys.
The Izmir Archaeological Museum, opened in 1927, contains artifacts from Smyrna and other archaeological sites in the Aegean region. You can see sculptures, pottery, jewelry, and objects from Greek, Roman, and other ancient periods. It's worth visiting after the Agora because it gives you more context about the history of the area. After visiting the archaeological sites, it was time for lunch at Seher Lokantası. It's a traditional Turkish lokanta, where you can choose from freshly prepared local dishes. It's simple, inexpensive, and a good place to experience everyday Turkish food. The Çaylıçoğlu Mosque is an Ottoman-era mosque in central Izmir, built in the early 20th century. It's relatively small, but it's an interesting example of the Ottoman architectural heritage that can still be found throughout the city. Konak Mosque, also known as the Yali Mosque, was built in 1754-1755. It's located directly beside Konak Square and is famous for its distinctive shape and colorful tiles. Because it's next to the clock tower, you can easily visit both at the same time. The Izmir Saat Kulesi, or clock tower, is probably the city's most recognizable landmark. It was completed in 1901 to commemorate Sultan Abdul Hamid II's 25th year on the throne. The 25-meter tower stands in the center of Konak Square and has become a symbol of Izmir. From Konak Square you can walk towards Izmir's famous waterfront and the Kordon promenade. This is one of my favorite parts of the city. In the evening, locals sit by the sea, meet friends and watch the sunset. It gives Izmir a much more relaxed Mediterranean atmosphere. I stayed in a hostel in Alsancak, which is a great area if you're traveling on a budget. There are plenty of cafes, restaurants, bars and hostels, and the nightlife is lively. It's also close to the waterfront and well connected to the rest of the city. I traveled from Istanbul to Izmir by bus. The journey usually takes around 5 to 6 hours, depending on traffic and the service. Turkey has a very extensive long-distance bus network, so it's easy and relatively affordable way to travel between the two cities. Cost. Because of Turkey's very high inflation, prices can change quickly, so my costs are only a reference. During my trip, I spent around 10 to 15 euros per day on breakfast, lunch and dinner, mainly eating at local restaurants and keeping things relatively simple. Flixbus from Istanbul to Izmir, 25 euros 8 hours. Hostel Izmir, Shanty Home, 5 nights, 90 euros. Visiting Izmir, 10 euros with breakfast, dinner and lunch. Museums. Smyrna Archaeological Site, 6 euros. Archaeology Museum, 4 euros. What I liked most about Izmir is how many different periods of history you can experience in one city. You can visit the ruins of ancient Smyrna, walk through an Ottoman bazaar, see historic mosques, and then finish the day on the Aegean waterfront. It's a relaxed city with a fascinating history and definitely worth adding to a trip around Turkey. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Walking the World. Keep dreaming, keep exploring, and keep living your best life. Sonra görüşürüz.